Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There you go. Make sure to like and subscribe to us. Go ahead and check us on out over. If you're not already part of the page, you can't find the link, ask someone. I promise you, we can get it to you. We can get it to you. We can get it to you. All right, let's go ahead and dive into these winners, shall we? The winners of Death to the King or Death to a King, however you want to say it. No way is wrong, I don't guess. Um, Man, let me tell you, my judges had some problems with some of these. They were hard to call. They were hard to put together. Um, just based on the fact there's so much talent here. Um, let's go ahead and hear in the comments if you think you won, if you think you lost, if you think someone else won or lost. Definitely, the judges are always looking for more feedback. They say you can't. There ain't enough feedback that you can give them if you think that their judging is off. They want to do everything they can to keep it tweaked as much as they can. Let's go ahead and dive into it. The first match we had on the card was Marv versus Kevin Wolf for the Diamond in the Rough Championship. Now, everyone knows that Mr. Kevin Wolf has been on a tear here recently of kind of like proving himself to everyone. And then you got Marv, who's also in the proving grounds here in PDA, trying to find some type of ground. You can definitely tell that Marv is green. Okay, let me go ahead and point that out. If you not noticed, Marv is very, very green. He's trying to find himself and develop himself as a character, whatever it is that he's trying to do. He is starting to gain a little bit of traction, I feel like. I like where he's at. If he can tweak probably a couple of things, it would help him a bunch. Kevin Wolf, who is definitely trying to, I feel like, evolve as a promo artist, who used to kind of like stand outside. Wasn't much to any type of effects or anything. It was more like this rugged type of promo. Now that he's won the belt, he's kind of like trying to, as you notice, he had a good in. He's got a killer intro at the beginning of it. It's a smack you, wake you up. Hey, he's alerting you that a champion is here, or a top guys here. You would say. He's trying to mix it in with the background stuff now. Stuff that I had not really seen Kevin do a whole lot of stuff of before. Like now he's like it's like he's really trying to push himself a little bit. And that's nice to see. And the judge has seen it also. Um, in this match, it was very close. Marv, you scored a 9. Everyone knows if you're new to us, the way we score our stuff is we scored presentation, promo, facts, story, and character, and everything is scored on the 1 to 5 basis. Marv scored a 3 in presentation, a 3 in promo facts, and a 3 in story and character. The judges give you a 9. Kevin Wolf scores a 3 in presentation, a 4 in promo facts, a 4 in story and character, giving him an 11. And still, your Diamond in the Rough champion, Kevin Wolf, will survive until 2026 as your Diamond in the Rough champion because we have no more shows ahead of us except for the end of the year recap show. Um, that's going to be special. Can't wait to do the top 10 for that. Who knows? That might make the list. Kevin Wolf's first defense. Go ahead and jump into the next match. You had El Wapo taking on the Quack. This one, it comes with had a lot of see how the judge explained it to me. A lot of borderline walk and shooting, in a sense, but these two are well respected, and they well respect each other. And I'm pretty sure both of them take it with the grain of the match. Both sides shot a little bit. You had Quack, who kind of gave you the Wapo's beneath him kind of treatment a little bit. Wapo kind of gave back the you're beneath me kind of treatment. So it kind of went back and forth there on that kind of on that level of the expect. The judges loved what they seen. They said it was a fun match. Quack scores a 3 in presentation, a 3 in promo facts, and a 4 in story and character, giving him a grand total of 10. Wapo scores a 4 in presentation, a 4 in promo facts, and a 5 in story and character, giving him a 13. Congratulations, Wapo. You beat the Quack in the pond. Drown the duck, as they say. Or do people say that? I don't think people say that. We start saying it. They're making a new name. Dragging the duck, drown the duck, as they say. Congratulations, Wapo. That was a very good match. I enjoyed it. Next up, you had one of my favorite matches of the night. And of course, I think I'm going to start going back to kind of giving the MVP stuff of the night and stuff. I'll do that a little later. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it live. I'll do it and post it to the page. We'll start doing some MVP stuff again, like we used to do of the night and stuff. Make it a little bit more funner. You had Gully, who is just the hot ticket in promos right now. Let's be honest, man. As I was saying earlier, I didn't want to go too much into because we had such a live show and it was so long and the card was so big. Gully is like on fire. He's on fire in many feds. He's a very well sought after agent. Because everybody in this is basically free agent. Everybody works everywhere for the most sense. Gully is a guy that we are very thankful to have on our roster. Very good showing. Same thing with Vita. Vita, we are very thankful to have here. Very good showing. Like I said before, I love the story and characters and the stuff that they do. I feel like both of these people are the type of people that kind of has their finger on the pulse of trying to play something. So Gully, the effects to the voice, to the cool character, as I said, as the bounty hunter type thing, that is just, it's so original and I love it. The judges gave me great feedback about this match, how much they loved it and how much that it was one of their favorite matches of the night also. Gully, you scored a 5 in presentation, a 4 in promo facts, and a 5 in story and character. Vita scores a 4 in presentation, a 4 in promo facts, and a 5 in story and character, giving Gully the win by 1 point. Brother got over by 1 point there. I love the story that those two are telling. They even kind of like brought in this aspect of like some type of, it's that they're locked into this battle with each other. And the judges really loved that shit, man. It really went well. I think there were areas where Vita's lines were a whole lot tougher. Some of the stuff that Vita said was just magnificent. The crimson spread on her crown thing. Well, I love that shit. I love shit like that. But Gully has just got this powerful voice. I think when he speaks, it instantly gets your fucking attention the moment that man starts speaking. So congratulations, Gully. You win and you get to move on. Let's see here. Next up, you had was this the bare bones match between Crippler, Johnny Canada, and Elijah McFly. Oh yeah, man. This is going to be interesting, man. This is going to be really interesting. The judges cursed me for this match because they said it was so tight that they had to all get together in a message and try to figure out who the fuck won. So, let me look at some comments over here real quick before we go any further. Let's see here. A lot of people watching. Nice. Next up, like I said, you had Crippler, Johnny Canada, and McFly. This was a tough one, guys. Let me go ahead and just tell you, I'm not going to break out all the. I'll still post the scores if everybody wants me to. I ain't going to go into all this. There's 3 of them here, but I will tell you that it was Crippler 10, Johnny Canada 10, McFly 11. Now the issue is that the background noise that McFly had with the TV and whatever, or who was on their phone, it was turned up or whatever the case may be, it completely ruined it. They docked him a point for that. Y'all seen that happen in the past. Matter of fact, Dante Black got hit with that one time for a bunch of noise in his background. The judges hate that stuff. They think it just completely ruins the promo. So they docked him a point, and then it made it a tie. Now, y'all know how we are about ties here. Now it's 10-10 to 10. Now the judges have to go back in it and look at it again because now it's a tie match in this bare bones. So they had to go in there and re-break down what was said. And after they break down everything that was said, they believe that McFly, who had originally won the match, has now slipped off. And your winner from the underground himself, looking like Charles fucking Manson these days, the Canadian fucking Crippler has found some redemption on the other side of the promo world, and he has got himself a W. Listen, my man, if you get one more, you know what they call that? They start calling that a winning streak. Let's see if the Crippler can take this momentum and push it forward. Now, I don't want to leave Johnny Canada out of this. Johnny, the judges gave you some really great feedback. They loved some of your great lines that you had together. They felt there were moments in there that maybe you rambled a little bit, like just like here and there and here and there. It was some of the stuff was unnecessary, but one of the things the judges wanted me to give you as great feedback is that in a world of swimming with heels, you come off as such a legitimate, nice face as a promo artist, which is something that is very rare in this business. I say keep doing what you're doing, keep working and pushing your lines, and you'll be just fine. You will start getting some W's here in PDA very soon. Congratulations, the Canadian Crippler. You get you a win, and Elijah McFly, watch the background noise. That's just a lesson. I thought everybody would have learned maybe after it happened to Black, but you could definitely hear it in the background. I had seen even Wapo said it in the comments. I could definitely hear it in my headset. So, moving on to the next one. You got NDT versus AJ Andrews. It was supposed to have been versus Johnny Rockstar. Johnny Rockstar posted his match to the page, and he got disqualified, as I had mentioned. We go on with it ended up being a one-on-one match. You had NDT versus AJ Andrews. Man, this was another tight and tough match. You had AJ Andrews, who last show when I seen was very, very weak. This showing was very, very well put together. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. Was very, very well put together. I felt that he tried a whole lot more. He had better lines. He tried to bring some type of something as a presentation. The whole fade into thing might not have been everybody's cup of tea, but he put something together. So you also had NDT, who stepped up and put together one of the better promos I've seen him put together in a long time. He had the suit looking snazzy. He had the nice background. He had the slapping music at the start of the show that a lot of people liked. So NDT with a great showing. I know that the judge, I do want to note that in NDT's match, he noted that AJ Andrews didn't hype. That's not true. Andrews did hype. Also, you had, and I think that could be based off the fact that maybe NDT shot his promo early. And I think in this case, it might have been one of the nitpick things that the judges just had to pick apart. It come down, but it got really, really tight, man. And it is. They went back and forth about who won. NDT gets the win in an 11-10 vote. Congratulations, NDT. AJ, I say keep pushing for what you're doing. You had some really good lines in there, but I think NDT was just coming for your neck this match. I don't know if it's just because he's been on a losing streak here or what it is. So, I just say keep doing what you're doing. Next up, you had Mr. Wallace versus Stump. Everybody knew that this was going to be a slapper. Stump, even though the judges didn't mention it in yours, I did notice that you had some background noise, just a tad bit in the back of your promo. I don't know exactly what it was. I don't know if you was near equipment or if they was doing construction somewhere around you, but it was very, very small, but you might want to watch it. Like I said, judges are docking for that kind of stuff. Mr. Wallace came out and did what Mr. Wallace did. Stump always gives us the one-liner that we kind of laugh about for a minute. And one of those one-liners was toothpick sucking bitch. That was pretty good. The judges get the votes in. Mr. Wallace wins 12-10. Congratulations, Mr. Wallace. Stump, keep up the good work, man. Next up, you had Johnny Blade versus AEP, which is one of the comical area of the night. I found pretty hilarious. You had Johnny Blade with the ending where Kevin Wolf shows up at the end of his promo, which the judges loved. They thought that was awesome. No one seen that fucking coming. Not even me. I didn't even know that was going to go on. And then next up, you had AEP, who cranked me up so hard I couldn't keep my straight face. And it's not because I thought he was hilarious and it's just because he was so intense and there was so much going on, and he rambled about the football stuff, and he went about the football stuff. I was like, oh my goodness, like he took that football stuff serious. But it was a great fucking promo. I love AEP, man. He's so entertaining, dude. I don't care if people think he's a horrible promo artist. He is just funny to me. Johnny Blade gets the win here. Congratulations, Blade. And now let me also highlight on the I guess it would be the end of the not the end, but I had seen where Quack had mentioned, because we had so much restrictions on the Diamond in the Rough Championship. Now, the thing is about the Diamond in the Rough Championship is that usually if you're kind of considered, I guess you would say, someone who wins a lot of belts, that we don't qualify you for it. We kind of overlook it. You overlook you for that one, because it's like if you're winning belts all the time, we wanted a division that was more, that's why it's called Diamond in the Rough. So you're taking a rough, polished promo artist and you're like trying to like rub them clean, make them a diamond on the other side. That's kind of like the point. They start off there, then they end up going after one of the other belts, which is also, a diamond belt. So, that's kind of like the meaning gist behind it, but there's also like a loophole in that, like where if management thinks that someone could possibly fit in an area where it kind of connects to it, it's like, okay, we can book them that way, And to be fair, Johnny Blade don't have a whole lot of wins here. Like, yes, he does win. He does have a championship with like one of the greatest tag team champion partners he could ask for in another place, but to be fair, I mean, he doesn't have a whole lot of PDA wins. So that was one of the considerations I took into when I booked Blade into the Diamond in the Rough division. He still has a lot of stuff to do here. I mean, he for some reason he has kind of struggled with our judges a little bit. So I'm hoping maybe he could put some wins together, and we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. We'll see if he ends up snatching that belt from Kevin. And I didn't know Kevin was like moving like right next to him or something. I know Kevin had visited him one time. That's why it was such a shock when he showed up in the video. I was like, fuck, I didn't even know that was going on. So that was pretty cool. Next up, you had, let me turn my page here. Next up, you had one of the funniest matches of the night. Also, you had the Southern Gentlemen's match. Now, the judges wanted to fixate on this, and they asked me how I wanted them to judge it. I told them rate it from like a 1 to 5 on the accent, because that's like what's supposed to be the most important part of the match, is how good can you play the Southern Gentleman and have the accent. So, for Dante Black, they gave him a 4. For Hollywood Haywood, they gave him a 4, and for Cousin Paul, he gets a 5. So, Cousin Paul, you convinced everyone that you were more a Southern Gentleman. Now, when I asked for some of the feedback from the judges of why they kind of voted this way, when they got together about it, it was, they felt like Haywood's Southern Gentleman was more Dusty Rhodes sort of esque. Like, even though Dusty's a Southern guy, but like they felt like a Southern Gentleman is like I said, like I wouldn't consider Dusty Rhodes a Southern Gentleman either. Like the way the judges try to explain it, even though that Hollywood Haywood was very entertaining in that. Dante Black, they felt that was more of a cowboy type. I guess you would say Southern Gentleman in a sense. So that's why they gave you a 4. And the reason they gave Cousin Paul a 5 is because I think he convinced the judges more along the lines that he was a rich Southern gentleman, like from Louisiana or something, and he was dignified, he was bona fide. And, that's kind of what we were kind of going for, I think, more in the sense of anything. And I think that's where he ended up touching just like that extra point more than the other two got. This means Cousin Paul has a Cyber Slam show in his future that he can do whatever the hell he wants to with. That's going to be interesting. Everybody knows the creation that Cousin Paul has. So whenever he gets ready to do that, that's going to be interesting. Next up in the main event, this was interesting also. We had some surprises in this one. Seven has really been doing really good about playing this new Psycho, or it's not new, but it's one of his versions of 7 where he does the Psycho 7. I think it fits a little bit better than like some of the other versions that he's been trying to do here. People too like it in the locker room. He scored big with the judges on it. Rig, who went a totally different way, but it was very entertaining. I liked it. I didn't hate it, man. I didn't hate it. I liked it. It was something different, and I like different. I think if you've been doing this for a long period of time, maybe you feel like stuff gets stale, and you need to change it up every once in a while. And I thought that shit was entertaining. So, Rig scores a 9 on that, or whoever you want to call it. If you want to call it Rig, or if you want to call it the Luchador, scores a 9 on that. And then you had 7 who scored, which is very, very rare, a perfect score. The judges gave him a 15. They loved the presentation, they loved the promo facts, and they loved the story and character that he used. That's a lot to take in. And I believe that El Wapos, and I didn't mention it earlier, but I think Wapos and Quacks was a number one contendership match also. I just didn't mention it. So congratulations, Wapo. He's back in a number one contendership for, I think, a belt. So then of course you got Gully, who's a number one contender for the Diamond Dynasty, which is Dante's Black's current belt. And they did, like I said, they did look really good on screen tonight. They do shine. That PDA Cyber Slam title looks great on Hollywood. The Dynasty one looked great on screen on Dante Black. I love them. And like I said, when we come back in 2026, we're gonna have all these championships will be defended, all of them. I think we're going to do that on the big show when we come back. Because everybody's going to have a time off. Remember, we're going to be off for the rest of November, and we're off all December. The only thing we're going to do is the recap show in December, so that's going to be fun. And as I mentioned, and I keep mentioning it because I want to make sure that I sell it to everyone, there's going to be a bang at the end of the year going into 2026 for PDA. I can tell you that. All right, guys. Well, y'all, hope you all enjoy your Sunday, and I appreciate everyone who turned in promos on time. Thank you, everyone who sit around and watched the show. We got big, massive numbers. It was like 600. It was almost like 600 when I checked earlier. Well, at least that was the numbers that Quack sent me. So, doing big. We're trying to do big things here in PDA as far as like getting back in the rhythm of doing big, great shows. So, see y'all next time.